This time we need a dilation with a scale factor of 1/2. So we're going to take B, and since it's 1/2, we're shrinking it, we're bringing it closer to that center of dilation. The center of dilation is not on the figure in this case, but we're going to do the similar process. Put your straight edge on the center of dilation, and you're going to draw a segment to each of the points that you want to dilate. Unlike the previous construction, I don't have to go past those points because we're shrinking it, or bringing it closer to that center of dilation. I want to cut the distance in half, so I have to find the middle of this segment. The construction that we can use to find the middle of the segment is your perpendicular bisector construction, because that will lead us to the midpoint. Right now I'm finding the midpoint of DB. To find the midpoint, you set your compass to more than half the length of the segment. You do an arc from the left, an arc from the right, and you're going to connect those two intersections. I'm going to connect my intersections with a dashed point or a dashed line, only because I don't want my diagrams to get too messy, and this really isn't an important line in the figure. It is the perpendicular bisector, but what I'm really interested in is this point right here. This point that's halfway between D and B, and that's B prime. I've cut the distance in half, or dilated that point with a scale factor of 1/2. So I did that for point B. I need to repeat the process for point A and for point C. Point A, this one is a little bit tough, and I hope you don't have to do too many of these where you're setting the radius of your compass pretty small, because you know the compass is tough to work with. I'm choosing to set my compass to the full length of the segment just because I think the compass works a little bit better when it doesn't have that teeny tiny little radius. I'm changing the color because this construction is going to end up with a whole bunch of arcs, which could get confusing if they're all in one color. So I've done my arcs above and below. Now I need to connect them, which gives me the perpendicular bisector. And where that perpendicular bisector meets my segment, I have the midpoint, and I have A prime. One more time, I need to do this for C. I need to get the perpendicular bisector of this segment so that I can find its midpoint, cutting that distance in half. An arc from the left, an arc from the right. Sorry, those are both from the left. Two from the left, and now let's do two from the right. Above and below our line. Connect those. That gives me my perpendicular bisector, which intersects my segment at its midpoint, cutting the distance in half. The question does ask us to draw the triangle, so I am going to connect A prime to B prime to C prime. And I know it's tough to see, I'll highlight it, but here is my new triangle, triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, that has been dilated from point D with a scale factor of 1/2.